T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
That is right, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And today on this episode, you can look, but you cannot touch, because we are in full Brie mode with this top 5 Bella twins. I am super excited. This top 5 was done by our writer here at Women's Wrestling Talk, Sammy, who is a huge fan of the Divas era and a huge fan of the Bella twins as well. I hope everyone is having a good morning or a good afternoon, depending on where you are. I am Nikki Booshie, senior writer and host, and today I'm alone. Normally, I'm accompanied by my tag team partner, the most dominating tag team in women's wrestling talk history, the Salt Shakers, or my manager, Mika, or even my CEO. So real quick, I'm going to see who's all in here. Our writer, Mika, is in here as well. We have Sam, who wrote the article, the Wrestling Classic, who I'm sporting today. It is Brie mode. And my tag team partner is in the building. Your EIC, Santana. Come on. Like, the winning team, getting bread early in the morning. But yeah, I was very excited. So really quick, I wasn't the biggest Bella Twins fan ever. I really didn't. It just wasn't hitting for me. The whole Diva search, the Divas era, it just wasn't my favorite. But luckily, I went back and watched Total Divas, and I just fell in love with the Bella twins, specifically Nikki Bella, Nikki and Nickie. I don't know. Maybe we're just meant to be. But I'm not going to waste any time here, because this is a very interesting top 5, to say the least. But, I mean, hey, let's get right on into it. So at number 5, Sam has Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon. And this was a match that happened at SummerSlam. I recently went back and watched this match. And honestly, I think I underestimated and really didn't give enough credit to the feud that was Brie and Stephanie McMahon. Honestly, this whole debacle, honestly, was just really crazy to me. And being able to go up against the boss like this, normally for years and years, we've seen it with, Vince. But being able to see it with Stephanie, and then with Brie being able to have Nickie, and just the whole story itself was really amazing. I personally think this was a good way to start off the top 5. And before we get into, the rest, I will say I think that this article honestly could have been, top 5 Brie, top 5 Nickie. I think Nickie has a lot of moments, and I think Brie has just as much. And I like that this was a top 5 because number 5, because it really introduces the power that the Bella twins really had during that time, to be able to go up against someone like Stephanie McMahon is wild. So make sure you drop your comments as well. Let me know what you think of this top 5, this 5 moment kicking us off. A lot of history there. And honestly, just a crazy time. Moving right along, we have Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella, Hell in a Cell 2014. And I mean, twin versus twin, like, I mean, it really doesn't get any. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm also glad that the Stephanie McMahon match made the list as well. It was a good way to start. It might have could have been higher. I guess we'll have to see as we move along. But yeah, for this number 4 moment, seeing Nikki and Brie go at it, I was definitely rooting for Nikki when I went back and watched it. There was just something about Nikki, the way she handled herself in the ring, but she had this like very different look, like the way she would look into the crowd, especially when she was like the super heel. So this match alone really was good. And of course, the Wrestling Classic being honestly one of the biggest Brie Bella fans I know. Even when he first started his page, I think Brie was like top. Now it's Carmella. But he thinks Brie should have won. I want to know what you guys think. I think that the better wrestler and the better twin won. With that being said, um, but do you guys think Brie should have won? I honestly think it was a good match, and I'm probably going to go back and watch some of these matches later on today, especially this number 3 match. So I'm also not the biggest AJ Lee fan. However, I think this match should have ranked a little higher. Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee, the Divas Championship, Survivor Series. And I mean, as we're going along with this and we're at number 3, it seems that Nikki Bella is getting a lot of love in this top 5 and almost leaving her sister to fiddle for herself. But great match. I've never been a huge fan of AJ Lee. However, I respect the talent and the craft. I think she's one of the greatest. And Brie could have out wrestled Nikki. She never hit Brie Mone in the match. She could have, but we can't talk about what could have been. We have to talk about what is and what transpired. Maybe they'll get another match. I think it was in the Royal Rumble after they eliminated Liv. Wasn't it Brie who got sister payback? And yes, this was the infamous kiss. I mean, gotta love. I mean, gotta love the moment for what it was. I definitely went back and watched so many different matches from that era, and specifically enough, the Bella twins were definitely they gained a lot of more respect for me, especially with this match. I think this match, like I said, could have been even that number 1, that number 1 spot. However, I mean, number 3 is not bad. And like I said, this is looking like a lot of it looks like a Nikki Bella top 5, Brie. I am so sorry if you're watching, if you're listening, if you heard about this. I'm sorry that you're just not getting the love on this top 5. But those were our 3 top first 3 matches. Just recapping really quick, so you guys, for those that are just joining, that number 5 moment presented by Sam. Jesus Christ, was the match with Brie Bella versus Stephanie. That was our number 5. And then moving right along, our number 4 moment was Brie versus Nikki, Hell in the Cell. And then our number 3 moment, that was our number 4. If I said 3, I don't remember. And then our number 3 moment closing out that 3 is Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. They got questions, Sam. They want to know. Looks like Justin from the Wrestling Classic is waking up with a broken heart. My goodness. Brie Bella, Stephanie should have been number 2. Well, with that being said, what is our number 2? And surprisingly enough, my favorite has made the top 5. Of course, I mean, none other than Charlotte Flair versus Nikki Bella, Divas Championship, Night of Champions. I mean, what a freaking match. I mean, honestly, these two really showcased, I mean, the immortals of really what was to come in the division when it came to the, evolution. We do have Sam popping in here before we move right along. Sam wanted to say that I felt like during their later run, Nikki was showcased more obviously. Um, yeah, she did. By the way, we'll get to that. More obviously, and Brie became her manager. But the article was sent to Brie, and she loved it. Nikki lost here, didn't she? Yes, she did lose. But unfortunately, from my understanding, Stephanie announced that Flair did not win because there was a switcheroo that happened, from my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. But overall, the match itself, stellar performance between each of these women. And yes, she was being a very supportive sister. And I'm really happy that Brie enjoyed the article as well, even though she really wasn't. She's really not in the article, to say the least. Yes, the match here, Charlotte did win. However, I believe that it was reversed, but I could be wrong. But yeah, overall, I love this match. I love the placement of the match. I definitely would not. I try not to be as biased when it comes to Charlotte Flair, as you know. Okay, so the one on Raw before Night of Champions, Nikki won by switcheroo, and that's what led to this match, and Charlotte winning. And honestly, this, I mean, this match alone, honestly, just like when I went to go rewatch it, the feeling that it felt that there was just a different time. And honestly, all the work and all of the dedication that Nikki Bella made to WWE and during that time, no twin magic on here either. So yeah, no twin magic. It was really just all Nikki. Like the top 5. All Nikki. So I mean, I'm curious because now looking back at Charlotte Flair, she has taken a lot of just a lot of the, just a lot of the reigns of people, a lot of the, the nostalgia of having a really, being undefeated. And I would love personally to see that Charlotte and Nikki run it back. I know that Mika just did an article, I think it was yesterday, talking about, Nikki wanting that match again with Ronda. So, I think it could happen. I really want to see Nikki and Charlotte go at it. I do. This was a very interesting top 5, to say the least. That was our number 2 moment, Charlotte and Nikki Bella. And once again, I mean, I think this should have been a top 5 Nikki Bella. And the reason I say that is because of our number 1. And I mean, Nikki Bella versus Carmella, TLC. Like, I haven't, like, this was a stellar match. It really was. But number 1, like, I don't know. Like, I want to know what you guys think. I know that the Wrestling Classic is probably jumping for joy at this moment. admiration at its finest. Yes, Mika, this is the number one. Honestly, this is it. This is it. And Mela is money. Like, I mean, honestly, very interesting top five. I mean, overall, this was like I said, I recently went back and watched this match. Out of all the things, I probably still would not have put this match as high as it was, because this match definitely benefited Charlotte way more. Honestly, I don't even think I include this match for Charlotte. Overall, a phenomenal match. I probably would have ranked this a little higher. I'm interested to see what they're saying in the comments. But yeah, I would have ranked this a little higher. This is hilarious. Congratulations to Carmella. She deserves this. Listen, I think who deserves is that's funny, Mika. Who deserves is Brie. Yeah, Stephanie and Brie should have been higher. I think it honestly should have been top two, if anything. None of the champion wins on the list. I don't know. The ending of the reign was on there, and honestly, very interesting. Very interesting. And I said this going in. I am nervous and I love it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this top five. Just to give you guys a brief run up and run back, we did have this match between Stephanie and Brie as your number 5. This was presented by Sam. We have Brie versus Nikki, and that was it for Brie. Brie was out of here after number 4. And then we also led to this match with Nikki and AJ Lee being your number 3. Your number 2, Charlotte Flair and Nikki Bella. And honestly, I'm so tired. I became so bamboozled. I really just didn't want to give it to Charlotte too much. But Sam, I appreciate you for including her in this. But yeah, and number 1, you guys, Nikki Bella versus Carmella. And listen, I wore the appropriate shirt, honestly. Very interesting, and nothing before 2004. So, 2014. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Brie kissed AJ number 3 to help her win. True, but Brie still didn't get that much love. But hey, it is what it is. I'm just happy I was able to get a better appreciation for the Bella Twins so I could present you this top 5. For those that are watching, please make sure you check out all of our top 5s and all of the post shows that we've been doing. Today is currently Friday. I had to think about it. We will be doing the post show for SmackDown and Rampage tonight with Stephanie and my tag team partner Santana. Before we leave, the Wrestling Classic just wants to say that he appreciates Sam for including the moonwalking, trash talking, dance breaking, money making baddie Carmella, and then he moonwalks out of the chat. That's great. That's hilarious. Again, thank you, Sam, for presenting this top 5, and all of our writers, all of our amazing team here at Women's Wrestling Talk, along with all of our hosts that are able to show up and show out. We got a lot of great things going on. Turnbuckle Glam will resume on Sunday as well, so make sure you like, subscribe, and please check us out on Instagram and Twitter as well. Make sure you follow there, where we do all of our live tweetings and a lot of cool videos from the shows that we catch. And don't forget, you guys, as you spend your day, stay blessed and focus on your mental health. Don't let anything get in your way of your goals and your success. And of course, this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the number 1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number 1 women's wrestling show on the planet.